Side 2. Tips for energy savers. When the heat is on, lower your thermostat to 65 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and 55 degrees Fahrenheit at night. You can save on your fuel costs for every degree you reduce the average temperature in your home. Note: refer to caution on hypothermia. Keep windows near your thermostat tightly closed, otherwise it will keep your furnace working after the rest of the room has reached a comfortable temperature. Have your oil furnace serviced at least once a year, preferably each summer, to take advantage of off-season rates. This simple precaution could save you 10% in fuel consumption. Clean or replace the filter in your forced air heating system each month. Check the ductwork for air leaks about once a year if you have a forced air heating system. To do this, feel around the duct joints for escaping air when the fan is on. Relatively small leaks can be repaired simply by covering holes or cracks with duct tape. More stubborn problems may require caulking as well as taping. If you have oil heat, have your serviceman check to see if the firing rate is correct. Chances are it isn't. A recent survey found that 97% of the furnaces checked were over-fired. Don't let cold air seep into your home through the attic access door. Check the door to make sure it is well insulated and weather-stripped, otherwise you'll be wasting fuel to heat that cool air. Dust or vacuum radiator surfaces frequently. Dust and grime impede the flow of heat, and if the radiators need painting, use flat paint, preferably black. It radiates heat better than glossy. Keep draperies and shades open in sunny windows. Close them at night. For comfort in cooler indoor temperatures, use the best insulation of all, warm clothing. The human body gives off heat, about 390 BTUs per hour for a man, 330 for a woman. Dressing wisely can help you retain natural heat. Wear closely woven fabrics. They add at least a half degree in warmth. For women, slacks are at least a degree warmer than skirts. For men and women, a light, long-sleeved sweater equals almost 2 degrees in added warmth. A heavy long-sleeved sweater adds about 3.7 degrees, and 2 lightweight sweaters add about 5 degrees in warmth because the air between them serves as insulation to keep in more body heat. If every household in the United States lowered its average heating temperatures 6 degrees over a 24-hour period, we would save more than 570,000 barrels of oil per day. Cooling energy savers. Overcooling is expensive and wastes energy. Don't use or buy more cooling equipment capacity than you actually need. Regarding air conditioning equipment, if you need central air conditioning, select a unit with the lowest suitable capacity and highest efficiency. A larger unit than you need not only costs more to run, but probably won't remove enough moisture from the air. Ask your dealer to help you determine how much cooling capacity you need for the space you have to cool and for the climate in which you live. Make sure the ducts in your air conditioning system are properly insulated, especially those that pass through the attic or other uncooled spaces. If you don't need central air conditioning, consider using individual window or through-the-wall units in rooms that need cooling from time to time. Select the lowest capacity and highest efficiency for the rooms you need to cool. As a rule, these will cost less to buy and less to operate. Install a whole-house ventilating fan in your attic or in an upstairs window to cool the house when it's cool outside, even if you have central air conditioning. It will pay to use the fan rather than air conditioning when the outside temperature is below 82 degrees Fahrenheit. When windows in the house are open, the fan pulls cool air through the house and exhausts warm air through the attic. When you use air conditioning, set your thermostat at 78 degrees Fahrenheit, a reasonably comfortable and energy-efficient indoor temperature. The higher the setting and the less difference between indoor and outdoor temperature, the less outdoor hot air will flow into the building. If the 78 degree Fahrenheit setting raises your home temperature 6 degrees, from 72 degrees to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, for example, you should save between 12 and 47% in cooling costs, depending on where you live. Don't set your thermostat at a colder setting than normal when you turn your air conditioner on. It will not cool faster. It will cool to a lower temperature than you need and use more energy. Set the fan speed on high, except in very humid weather. When it's humid, set the fan speed at low. You'll get less cooling, but more moisture will be removed from the air. Clean or replace air conditioning filters at least once a month. When the filter is dirty, the fan has to run longer to move the same amount of air, and this takes more electricity. Turn off your window air conditioners when you leave a room for several hours. You'll use less energy cooling the room down later than if you had left the unit running. Consider using a fan with your window air conditioner to spread the cooled air farther without greatly increasing your power use. But be sure the air conditioner is strong enough to help cool the additional space. Don't place lamps or TV sets near your air conditioning thermostat. Heat from these appliances is sensed by the thermostat and could cause the air conditioner to run longer than necessary. With or without air conditioning, keep out daytime sun with vertical louvers or awnings on the outside of your windows, or draw draperies, blinds, and shades indoors. Keep lights low or off. Electric lights generate heat and add to the load on your air conditioner. Do your cooking and use other heat-generating appliances in the early morning and late evening hours whenever possible. Open the windows instead of using your air conditioner or electric fan on cooler days and during cooler hours. Consider turning off the furnace pilot light in summer, but be sure it's reignited before you turn the furnace on again. Dress for the warmer indoor temperatures. Neat but casual clothes of lightweight open-weave fabrics are most comfortable. A woman will feel cooler in a lightweight skirt instead of slacks. A man will feel cooler in a short-sleeved shirt than in a long-sleeved shirt of the same weight fabric. Without air conditioning, be sure to keep windows and outside doors closed during the hottest hours of the day. Use window or whole-house ventilating fans to cool the house when it's cool outside. Use vents and exhaust fans to pull heat and moisture from the attic, kitchen, and laundry directly to the outside. If everyone raised air conditioning temperatures 6 degrees, we'd save the equivalent of 190,000 barrels of oil every day. Energy efficiency ratios for air conditioners. If you're in the market for a room air conditioner before the new labels are in place, you should be aware of the energy efficiency ratio numbers that were developed for these appliances during an earlier voluntary appliance labeling program. They still may be in use in your community. The energy efficiency ratio, EER, is a number that rates the energy efficiency of similar appliances. The higher the EER number, the more efficient the appliance. Example: EERs for room air conditioners can be as low as 5.4 and as high as 11.5. The 11.5 rated room air conditioner is more than twice as efficient as the 5.4 unit of the same capacity and uses less than half the electrical energy. Hot water energy savers. Heating water accounts for about 20% of all the energy we use in our homes. Don't waste it. Repair leaky faucets promptly. Do as much household cleaning as possible with cold water. Insulate your hot water storage tank and piping. Water heaters. Energy-efficient water heaters may cost a little more initially, but reduced operating costs can more than make up for the higher outlay. Buy a water heater with thick insulation on the shell. While the initial cost may be more than one without this conservation feature, the savings in energy costs over the years will more than repay you. Add insulation around the water heater you now have if it's inadequately insulated, but be sure not to block off needed air vents. That would create a safety hazard, especially with oil and gas water heaters. When in doubt, get professional help. When the water heater is well insulated, you should save from $8 to $20 a year in energy costs, much more if it's located in an unheated area of the house. Check the temperature on your water heater. Most water heaters are set for 140 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, but you may not need water that hot unless you have a dishwasher. A setting of 120 degrees Fahrenheit can provide adequate hot water for most families. If you reduce the temperature from 140 degrees to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, you could save over 18% of the energy used at the higher setting. Even reducing the setting 10 degrees will save more than 6% in water heating energy. To determine water temperature, draw water from the heater through the bottom faucet and test it with the thermometer. Energy savers in the kitchen, laundry, and bath. Kitchen energy savers. Cooking energy savers. Use cold water rather than hot to operate your food disposer. This saves the energy needed to heat the water, is recommended for the appliance, and aids in getting rid of grease. Grease solidifies in cold water and can be ground up and washed away. Install an aerator in your kitchen sink faucet. By reducing the amount of water in the flow, you use less hot water and save the energy that would have been required to heat it. The lower flow pressure is hardly noticeable. If you need to purchase a gas oven or range, look for one with an automatic, electronic ignition system instead of pilot lights. You'll save an average of up to a third of your gas use, 41% in the oven and 53% on the top burners. If you have a gas stove, make sure the pilot light is burning efficiently, with a blue flame. A yellowish flame indicates an adjustment is needed. Never boil water in an open pan. Water will come to a boil faster and use less energy in a kettle or covered pan. Keep range top burners and reflectors clean. They will reflect the heat better and you will save energy. Match the size of the pan to the heating element. More heat will get to the pan, less will be lost to surrounding air. If you cook with electricity, get in the habit of turning off the burners several minutes before the allotted cooking time. The heating element will stay hot long enough to finish the cooking for you without using more electricity. The same principle applies to oven cooking. When using the oven, make the most of the heat from that single source. Cook as many foods as you can at one time. Prepare dishes that can be stored or frozen for later use, or make all oven-cooked meals. Watch the clock or use a timer. Don't continually open the oven door to check food. Every time you open the door, heat escapes and your cooking takes more energy. Use small electric pans or ovens for small meals rather than the kitchen range or oven. They use less energy. Use pressure cookers and microwave ovens if you have them. They can save energy by reducing cooking time. When cooking with a gas range-top burner, use moderate flame settings to conserve gas. When you have a choice, use the range top rather than the oven. End of Side 2.